Florida's interview, back at it, man, with my guy, my brother, man, Dontè Greene. Welcome to the show. My bad, wrong drop. The explosion. Welcome. 28th pick, 2008 draft. Pause. 2008 draft pick, second team Big East all-freshman team. Parade All-American, McDonald's All-American. My did it all, man. Welcome to the show, Tay. Welcome to the show.
Appreciate you, Sam.
That's just the college shit, man. That's easy, man. So, thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here with us. A special guest also on the show is my man Castor behind me doing his art thing. We want to be able to show flowers and show love to the people that come in and do this for us, because these are people I really appreciate and respect. So at the end of the show, when Castor finish up, Tay gonna take something home for him, just as a token of our gratitude here.
Man, that's love. That's love.
All right, let's get into it, man. We gotta waste a bunch of time, man. Had you here. This platform, I really want to get all the Baltimore Hoopers, the niggas that I grew up watching, grew up paying attention to, that I feel like influenced me. Get them here and just pick their brain, because we talk, but it's never really no I don't get to hear stories too often, you know what I mean? So, and we don't really have a platform to really share it. So I feel like this is just something special for us, something good for us to just come get our shit off.
For the city, for sure.
Exactly.
For sure.
So,
and just the help.
Yeah,
give back.
Man.
Way to give back.
Beautiful way to give back, man. So let's dive right into it, man. Your hoop journey. I obviously we was rivals. Damn near, I feel like, until college.
We was pros.
Did I see you in college?
No. I was there I was at Syracuse for a year. Then you came in right after. I think because you was a junior my senior year.
Yeah. I came in right before you.
Came in right
after.
Because you graduated 08, right, from high school.
Yep, and that was your draft class.
Yeah. So if I would have stayed another year, we talked about that. If I would have stayed another year, I would have. We would have seen each other again for sure. But yeah, man.
So tell us, you was that nigga out here. I remember, I think my first time seeing you play was at, I want to say Bob, what's the joint that was at Maryland? The AU tournament.
Bob
Gibbons, right?
Bob
yeah, first time seeing you play was at Bob Gibbons, and my coach was like, listen, you need to watch this motherfucker right here.
What's crazy is, we was trying to get you at TC. That was crazy.
I remember the visit. I was with you and Malcolm, and we was fake doing work.
No. You was with me. Malcolm was still at McDonough.
Yeah, no, Malcolm was. Somebody was there. Who was there?
It was me. Our freshman year. My freshman year, you was with me. You was with me my freshman year. Malcolm wasn't there. It was probably me and Ronald. It might put you with Ronald. Me and Ronald Nicholson.
Yeah. And we was in science class.
Shout out to Ron Nick. Yep,
and the science teacher was doing the work for us. I was like, oh, this shit nice, man. I like this. TC living good. I like
TC
this.
TC was a good life, man.
Rest in peace, TC.
Look, it changed drastically after that, though. But my freshman year was great.
So tell me about that TC experience. You hooping, bro. You just touching the court.
Man.
I feel like the journey really began for us in high school.
It did. I mean, for me, I was a late bloomer. So, I didn't really start playing basketball seriously until I was 13 years old.
Jaguars. I remember that. I remember days.
MTJ. Were we the Jaguars? I know it was MTJ. Whatever. It was.
That Summers was on the Jaguars.
I was on MTJ.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't think we had a mascot. We was just called MTJ. Started. That was my first year really seriously playing basketball. It was 8th grade, 14 under. It was going into ninth grade. So was with MTJ. Had a pretty good AAU season. Our team, we actually ended up finishing. I think we finished 3rd in the states that year. We beat, I think Mount Royal was first. Mount Vernon was first, and then the Stars were second with Braxton and Dino.
Yeah, that was right
and
before.
And then we were 3rd because I think we ended up beating Cecil that year. We beat Cecil and we beat First Baptist.
Cecil was nice.
Cecil
had Summers was on Cecil at that time.
He was on the age group above us. He was a year above us. But they still had good. They had I think TJ was playing with them. Terrence Jones. Who else was playing with them?
So when did you join Mount Royal?
I joined Mount Royal once I got to high school. Once I got to TC.
Okay.
TC was a Mount Royal school.
Yeah, all y'all played for Mount Royal.
All of us played for Mount Royal. But what was crazy was my mom actually used to teach dance back in the day. She had a dance class and was had a summer program at Mount Royal. So Coach Korb knew my mom from when I was he basically knew me since I was a youngin'.
Yeah.
We used to go to 4-H camp out there. Anybody knows about 4-H camp? Shout out to 4-H camp. We used to go out to the woods for like a week or 2 weeks and just be in the woods. They used to take kids from the inner city from Baltimore, and we would go out and just you learn how to camp, learn how to start a fire, learn how to swim, all that type of stuff.
Sound like a mission.
It was dope though. It was dope.
Yeah.
It was all kids from the city, and we went out and just had a good time. But yeah, so I know Coach Core from that far back, and then once he found out that I was, in the right grade as far as like being with Malcolm and all them, we linked up, and I left MTJ, went to there. But my freshman year of high school, man, I had some hitters in there.
Yeah.
We had Jamal Smith, we had Darren Hopkins, Stevie Johns, Derek Wise, like all those guys. Like shout out to that senior class that kind of ushered me into the BCL. It was real, man. It was a good experience for me my freshman year, and it helped me to get to the level I needed to be at going through high school.
Yeah, well, that's dope, man. Talk about Coach Corbin, playing with Corbin. 'Cause I never got the opportunity. I was supposed to.
Coach Corbett.
Coach Corb.
Yeah.
Corb. Talk about playing with him and his impact just in general in the game. Because I never played for him, but I felt his impact just in the game in the city.
And not even me being biased, because I always heard this a lot, especially once we got older. You heard it. Like Coach Corb is hands down one of the best coaches to ever come through Baltimore City.
I believe that.
You have your rest in peace to Murdoch. You have your Murdochs and the Wades. And Squirrel, I speak Squirrel over at Cecil, and a bunch of other coaches. But for sure, Corb is one of the guys that stand out, and everybody knows, like, hands down through generations, man. Like Corb is a great basketball coach, a great basketball mind, and just definitely shout out to him. Shout out to Mount Royal, our whole program. Malcolm and Mello took that over. It's MD 23 Team Mello now, so shout out to them. But yeah, man, Corb is just he's a tough coach, man. He's not easy to play for. Everybody can't play for him. I will say that. Yeah. But he will bring the best out of you. Like he helped me get to the level that I needed to be at to be on that national level. Like once I got to him, I was unranked. Like I was unranked my freshman year, unranked my sophomore year. But after that sophomore summer, I went from unranked to 15th in the country, like quick. Like just between him, shout out Coach Baseline, Coach Craig, Coach Curl, Coach Curl Mitchell, Coach Roscoe. Yeah, man, we had a tight knit group, and we stuck together them 3 or 4 years we was together, and really made something of ourselves for sure.
Man, I remember, I think we was in South Carolina, and we was watching y'all play, and somebody did something. Corbin called timeout, told him 25 push-ups right there. I was like,
he might not even call timeout. It might have been during the free throw. If you didn't finish it,
might
you
not
had
have
to
been
keep
a timeout.
going, and we went down and played 4 on 5. It's like, yeah, nah.
That's different, man.
Nah, it was different. It was definitely different. That's why I said everybody couldn't play full court, man. Like you couldn't. You had to really. You had to be a different kid, man. You had to be focused on what you wanted. Like, we still had knuckleheads on the team. Don't get me wrong. We had, my man Eric Barksdale, E-Bot. E-Bot was tough nose guard, you know what I'm saying, with the Dunbar. But, him and Corby's always go at it. But it was a respect factor there. It was a love factor there. And he just wanted us to all, get better and be successful.
Shout out Corey, man.
Yes, sir.
You tried to get me over there a few times, but I seen them push-ups. I'm gonna stay my ass right at.
You would have been all right with
I would have been.
Green and them. B Green, Larry. That was our younger.
That's one thing one thing I kind of regret was not coming over there to play with y'all.
Man, it would have been special.
Yeah,
we was really the first team that had that Nike deal too in the city.
Yeah.
So we was at. I remember our 16 under. I might be jumping a little ahead, but like we went undefeated. We won Boo Williams, Memorial Day. And this was before Peace Jam. Like we did Boo Williams, Memorial Day, every Nike tournament you could think of, we went to, that summer and won every 16 under.
Yeah,
and
y'all
some
boys,
17s.
Y'all boys was going crazy. I remember that.
We had a wild summer.
And we was on the Stars just trying not to fight each other. What a time. What a time.
Facts.
All right, so we in high school. Let's transition on to when you feel like you becoming a D1 guy. How long did it take in high school for you to feel like you was a D1, like you knew, all right, like this is it, like I did my thing, I'm on the way? Was it a game? Was it a moment, a conversation? Like
it wasn't. What's crazy is, and I don't never want to downgrade my experience at TC my first 2 years, but a lot of people don't know I played JV my whole freshman year. Like I didn't play varsity. I wasn't the guy that got moved up. Ron Nick my best friend was at the time we was real tight. He was on varsity,
Right.
and I was just down JV killing me and my guy Wendell Jones. Shout out to Wendell Jones, and a couple. Who else was on? Who else was on JV with me? The head coach of Loyola right now, Josh Ersky. He was on there. Shout out to Josh.
Oh yeah. I remember him.
And man, we was just on JV, just thugging it down there, winning, trying to get some
JV
wins.
days
was rough, man, because you playing. Back then, JV was playing. We was playing 5 o'clock. Family
early.
trying to get there. They rushing from work, trying to support, and then empty gyms. But as the season went on, we were pretty good. So we started to pack it out. But I played JV my freshman year. JV for my freshman year. My sophomore year, I was kind of coming in. I had a good summer with Mount Royal, but just trying to feel myself though, like just trying to figure out where we was going to set in. We was ranked in the nation, but we had a bunch of upperclassmen. We had 2 transfers in. We had a guy named Kyle Cannon, and
shout out Kyle Cannon.
Shout out Kyle. He's from the Howard County area. Kyle and Lawrence Nuevo. We had one of our Africans come in.
Lawrence, that shit sounds so familiar.
He was a dog. He was a freshman, but he was like, man, he was a grown man. Like he was a grown man. Like he was fresh off the boat and was just crazy.
Y'all kept them big African niggas that was like.
We did up until Coach Mike got fired. When Coach Mike got fired, we stopped getting Africans because Coach Pratt came in and he wasn't really on that. But my sophomore year it was cool. I got injured. I hurt my meniscus, so I was out for like a month and a half, and missed a lot of the season. But like that summer is when I really found out. Like I figured things out and like, all right, like that's when I told you I went from unranked to 15th in the nation. Yeah. And just really just blew up. Life changing, man.
Yeah.
But it was just all work, man. Just all co-op, Coach Base, Coach Curl taking me, Coach Craig taking me to the gym. Just make sure I was just in the gym, bro. Like I was literally in the gym. We might have had practice. I was going on days I didn't even have practice. They were like, you gotta get in the gym. We gotta work. And it panned out for me, man. It worked out.
Those are days that count. Young hoopers out there. The days that y'all don't have practice,
man.
Those are days you're supposed to be in the gym.
This is before the trainers.
Yeah, niggas just getting the ball and chasing their own rebound.
It's different now. It was definitely me and one other coach. It would be Coach Base, Coach Craig, Coach Curl. Like we was in there like every single. Even C. Mitch, Lil Roscoe used to take me down, and he was our assistant coach at the time. So I'd be in there working out with either him or Coach Base. Like it was a lot of us, man. It was dope though. It was definitely a village that helped me get right for sure.
So move on to Cuse. What was the decision to go to Cuse?
Skip all our rival games and everything too.
At St. Joe? Oh no, we can dig into that.
Come on, you can't skip.
We can dig into that. What's the high school record between us? We
only got 13 losses in high school. I go off championships, but most of them was definitely with us. But
yeah, definitely.
Because my senior year, y'all got swept. Y'all didn't win the game.
Y'all was fucking us up senior year. That was Dino bum ass.
Dino
leading the team.
You was out there though. You started.
I wasn't leading. Nah,
you
Dino
was a junior though.
Dino was our leader.
He act like he ain't played varsity. You played varsity your freshman year.
I started, so I was hard.
Come on, now.
Listen, Dino was our leader.
Dino was y'all leader.
On the banners at St. Joe, everybody senior year got banners except for Dino. That's my man. I love him, but shit, bro, we needed that shit that year. Y'all niggas was not playing though. I remember
because junior year we should have beat y'all. Junior year we had a good team.
Yeah,
and we should have beat y'all junior year. And I ain't gonna lie, I laid the egg junior year, man. I was like, man, there's something about y'all. I could never play. I had never had a good game.
You know what it was? Kalachi was like, we would prepare for y'all niggas 3 games before we even played y'all.
I already know.
Like Kalachi was a nut about because when he knew
who we were and who we were supposed to be.
He knew that y'all had a great because nobody in the city could really fuck with us outside of y'all.
Maybe St.
Francis, but really
Sean was there.
It was just y'all. Yeah, Sean was a fucking
Dez,
different beast. Sean was built like a grown man in high school.
Freshman year, he won BCL Player of the Year his freshman year.
That nigga was grown. Like,
Sean was nice.
But those battles we had were great, man. I remember watching my first few years. My freshman year, they called me up from varsity. They called me up from JV, and we played y'all maybe a couple of days later, and it was like.
I remember you getting in the game like. I'm thinking like I got a break because that's when Birdsong was there. So I'm thinking like, all right, cool, I got a break. They about to bring a young fella in, and I'm like, dang, this little nigga, he out here working.
Yeah.
He was just as much like, Birdsong was a grown man in high school. So when we was, Birdsong was Birdsong. But like I'm thinking like, I I can chill at least a little bit. He out the game, like, nah, like you was coming in there, you was active. That's why I was like, oh yeah, young fella gonna be all right.
Shout out Pat.
Special.
He said you don't got to do nothing in the game but fuck shit up when I got in there.
That's all you was doing. You just out there just being reckless, just swatting and fouling. I'm like, dog, what are you doing? Like,
I'm making my mark,
you
son.
know, you young and just lanky. You just out there.
Yeah, just out there.
Like,
just
come on, yo.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I know I'm doing something right.
Calm down. Now we played y'all. I remember. So my sophomore year is when we had to start moving our big games out of TC.
Mm-hmm. We started playing at
we played at Notre. We played y'all my sophomore year.
Loyola? Was it Loyola? Notre Dame.
Played at Notre Dame. We played another game at Towson. And then I remember, we did that my sophomore and my junior year. But my senior year, we shut that down. We like, nah. We was, as captains, me and Mountain was like, man, we using our home court advantage. Like, we got the little box. Make them come to the box. Like, ain't nobody really won to. I think we would have won a lot more games if we would have played at TC our junior year, even at my sophomore year. But we was trying to fit. We had a national schedule, and we were nationally ranked. So it's like, yo, you got to move out of TC. You got to go somewhere. But by the time our senior year came around, we like, man, look, we still nationally ranked, but we like, man, we playing in the box. Conference games, we play in the box. We was playing anybody out of conference, like teams that was coming down. We played DeMatha at American. We played Scoop and them at Syracuse, and we played somebody else at like Towson or something like that, or Goucher. But our conference games, MIAA-BCL, man, we playing at the box.
Man, them games used to be so fun, man, yo.
Crazy.
Like you couldn't get a parking spot. You couldn't, like, it wasn't nothing.
High school basketball
like,
in this town is, and I know we sound like the old heads, but it's different. Like
it is. It's totally different.
It's different than even when the generation before us, like they could say, like, oh, it was different. Like I think ours, especially my year, like that class of 2007 was
from like 04.
Really 2000. Maybe before that. But for sure, that 07, 08, those are like the last of the best years, I think.
Yeah,
maybe even 09. But
I think 09 is kind of where it kind of topped off at.
As far as the BCF, like, for sure. Yeah. But
and it was just. It's
still putting out good product, though. We're still putting out good work.
That's what I'm saying, because now, like, it's a lot of. I feel like it's more good players now than what it was.
But they be leaving, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's no disrespect to them. You know, you got to go up with your path and you know, do what you got to do for yourself. But I really think a lot of times, yo, like the kids can stay. You can stay in the city, yo. You can do well
agree.
outside the city. It's just
it's a basketball city anyway. Like you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine.
Basketball state. I ain't even
for real.
We hold our own in the state, but you know how it is with the P. Everything, you know, separated PG, DC from Baltimore. Like they're separate, but at the end of the day, man, this is our area. It's still all our area.
You're gonna be good.
Area.
Like
man,
you're gonna be good. Like
for
just
sure.
growing up hooping here.
Yep.
So them high school battles was epic.
Mm-hmm.
So let's try to fast forward. So now you going to college.
Freshman year.
So now you go to the worst school in the country.
Best school in the country.
Syracuse. The ugly
real
ass
Big
orange.
East. The real best.
The real Big East.
The real best team out the Big East.
I tell you this,
I'm gonna let y'all know right now.
I tell you
the
this.
real.
I don't know what he talking about.
The real.
I don't know what he talking about.
Best team out the Big East.
But we Hoyas. But I tell you this. You see, he's sitting on the Hoya blue. But I tell you this. I tell you this though.
Austin and Chris gonna love this. The dog talk. Yeah,
I'm gonna let them know. But we played y'all. No, you had left. This is jumping a little bit. I'm gonna let you get back. But you had left, and it was my first game at Q's. And that first game at Q's is like
35,000.
All orange.
All orange.
This nigga sitting behind the court, can't even see the shit. So I remember I checking the game, and I'm a little nervous, you know what I mean? Like, because y'all had killers. Y'all had Wesley Johnson, Scoop. I think
Wesley was there. He wasn't there your freshman year.
Yeah.
No, he sat out.
He was sitting out. He was sitting out.
He was there your sophomore year.
So who y'all had? Who was on the wing?
Chris Joe.
Yeah, Chris Joe.
Chris Joe was there. Paul Harris.
Paul Harris. That's who else was there.
Johnny Scoop was there. Christoph Ojanot, my Belgian buddy.
Yeah. Chris Joe. Shout out Chris Joe.
Mm-hmm. Andy Routens.
Dang, y'all had a fucking squad.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. Like, that year, we would have won the national championship. If I stayed, we win the national championship.
Y'all had a fucking squad.
If I stayed, we win the national championship.
But listen, so I check in the game. It's like a TV timeout when I check in. So, you know, the crowd just going nuts. And all I see, I'm looking around. I'm kind of lost. I'm like, yo, it's nothing but orange in this bitch. And you see a little bit of gray patch up in like
they put y'all
corner.
seats all the way in the corner.
Yeah.
They do it on purpose.
And I remember just being zoned out, and all I hear was, yo, Sims, this shit crazy, right? And I look, and it's you sitting on the baseline. I'm like, man, this shit right here.
Hey, well, in fact, we played y'all. We played y'all doing All-Star break. It was All-Star break.
Yeah,
We played y'all. Yep.
yeah.
And we ended up beating y'all. I came back to that game.
Y'all beat our ass though, but
sure did.
But then, so the next year we came up and beat y'all though. The next year we came up and beat y'all. It was maybe the
It wasn't no All-Star break because I think we played St. John's.
Nah, you wasn't there.
Year.
You wasn't there that next time.
Yeah.
But yeah, run us back through that Q shit, man. Like how you felt. What was the influences going there?
Man, you know what's crazy and this comparison, just everybody from Baltimore that goes, just you think like we had something to do, like as far as like Melo. For me, it was Melo. For CJ, it was me. But I didn't have nothing to do with CJ going there, and Melo didn't have nothing to do with me going there. Like it's if you really studying, like, and that's why I did a really good job of picking my school because when I got there, it was only 4 returning players. Like I had the option. Georgetown wanted me bad as I don't know what. Like my top 2 teams were Georgetown and Syracuse. I really wanted to go to Maryland. When I first started off, I wanted to go to Maryland.
Like we all did.
Once I met Gary Williams, I was like, hell no.
Same with me.
Trash. But and I think that later convos about that, I think that he just didn't want guys that could have possibly been 1 and done or 2 years and done. He wanted 4-year guys. He wasn't looking to recruit nobody at the time of my caliber. But yeah. Nah, like just picking like just the availability that when they recruit, like when they go after you, when Syracuse goes after you and recruits you, they want you. You're going to come in 9 times out of 10. You're going to come in if you do the right things. You're going to come in and you're going to play. Like they're not recruiting you.
They don't fuck with his freshmen.
They're not going to. He's not going to wait. Like you're going to come in very talented, very talented guys that he brings in that he wants to come in that play right away. You know, because guys might go to the league. That's just the caliber of guys he's recruiting. Yeah. Like it's not so much of a caliber like he's recruiting 1 and dones, but he's recruiting guys that possible 1 and dones, possible 2, maybe 3 years, but he's recruiting talented guys. Like he's not shying away from that. So when he was looking at me and I was looking at the roster, like it was guys. Everybody that I was coming in by the time I committed my junior year in high school, like before the season even started. I'm like, oh yeah, I've gone through the process in the summertime. It was too much. Like the letters, the coaches showing up. Like my junior year in high school before the season started, man, our open gyms, we used to have open gyms. We used to have it 2 times a week. We ended up pushing it to 3 times a week because it was so many coaches that was coming. Really? And we had to space it out.
You mean at TC?
At TC. Yeah. I'm talking about like, so any given day you'll have Villanova, you'll have Texas, you'll have Kansas, you'll have Syracuse, you'll have Miami, you'll have Georgetown. You have VTech, NC State. Me and Malcolm at one time was supposed to be a package. We were supposed to go to NC State before Herb. I think it was the Herb Syndex that was there before he got fired. But like, yeah, it was so many coaches, and not just the deep. Like we had other guys, mid majors coming in because they were like, all right, we can't get them, but you got some other talented guys on the team. Yeah. We had a talented squad. So, yeah, man, like it was a lot going on with me trying to focus on school and trying to figure out what I'm gonna do for college. So I went ahead, did my homework, look at rosters. All right, look, I'm a junior. I want to commit now, but who's going to be there? Right. Who's going to be leaving next year? Who's going to be a rising senior or whatnot? Syracuse had the most open roster as far as anybody that was recruiting me from Texas to Kansas to Miami to Georgetown and my other school was UConn was like on the
you'd have fit well at UConn, though.
But they had a bunch of guys over there.
Yeah, UConn was stacked.
06 class, they had a bunch of forwards. So, and the same thing with y'all. Y'all still had Georgetown still had Jeff Green. He was nobody knew what he was going to do. Jeff Green. Y'all had DeJuan that committed. Y'all had Pat Ewan Jr. was there. Yeah. Y'all had Austin River. Not Austin. The other River.
I know you're talking about Doc's son.
Doc's son.
Yeah.
But one of Doc's older son wasn't Austin, but it was the other one. He was
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah was a 3 at the time.
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, like y'all got 5 forwards in my position. Even though I would have came in and I'm trying to go somewhere where I want to be I was trying to be the man.
Yeah, of course.
Flat out, like I ain't gonna hold you. Like, look, I'm coming out of this situation. Like I don't mind partnering up with somebody. Because I had a great point guard in Malcolm, who was on my AAU team, and another guy, younger guy, Sean Mosley, who were, we were a great trio, AAU, and then high school was me and Malcolm. So I'm like, I don't mind partnering up with nobody, but I'm not. I'm trying to go somewhere, and you know what I'm saying? Have a big role. So Syracuse was that option. I committed, and then as soon as I committed, did I commit first? I think I committed first before Scoop and Rick, or I don't know, maybe Rick and might have committed before me. But after that, Johnny Flynn came right on board. Like, all right, cool, we got a squad. Like, let's go ahead and rock out because we was just so many roster spots that was open. So it was a no-brainer for me.
Yeah, y'all boys was stacked for sure.
Nah, facts.
Back here with Dontè Greene, just going through his incredible hoop journey. So where we left off at? Q's?
Q's, man. The
was at
decision to
Q's?
go there.
You was at Q's fucking shit up. So tell me what
About to get into the season, yeah.
Yeah, so tell me that season, how'd it go for you? How you find, because you found your niche fast.
I did. But you know what helped me was, though? So before, everybody goes to summer school before, the summer before. I was thankful enough that our year coming out, it was the World Championship year. It was a year before the Olympics. So, a year before the Olympics, you have the World Championships. And I went and played under 19 USA team. So it was me, Johnny Flynn, Mike Beasley, DeAndre Jordan, Steph Curry, guy by the name Raymar Morgan. I don't know if anybody listening know Raymar Morgan, Michigan State, cold.
Yeah.
Pro moves in college. Like he was nice. Raymar Morgan, David Lighty, Ohio State. Yeah. Matt Bolden went to Gonzaga. TP, I don't know his real name. I think it's Taquan Porter. He ended up going to Oregon. Short little guard. He was like one of the first small guards.
Spiky hair and shit?
No. He was black kid, black guy.
Okay.
He was but he was like 5'6", maybe 5'7", real small. Went to Oregon.
Had to be a bucket. I'm about to say
he was a basket.
Had to be
man.
a bucket.
He played with us, and it was a couple other guys, but those were like the guys that were the main guys, the big hitters. Pat Bev, excuse me, sorry, shout out Pat Bev. Pat Bev played with us. So going into that, we went to Serbia. We was in Serbia for a month and a half.
Damn.
Yeah, it was. We had training camp, and then we had to adjustment. It might have been a month and a half. It might have been a month. But man, we was just over there just hooping and like hooping against guys that were already pros. So you under 19, these guys been pros since they was 14, 15, 16 years old. So to get that experience, that's what got me right for Syracuse. And then going in, just off-season work. Melo came back for a weekend. We had a good weekend workout. That was actually just put up on Twitter. We had some good runs with Melo, a bunch of other guys. Like we just hooped. All we did was work out and hoop because it's Syracuse. There's nothing up there.
Yeah,
literally, it's just our college. So you either in class, you hooping, or you partying. To be, you know what I'm saying? We one of the top party schools in the country. Yeah. So it ain't nothing to do. This year round, spring, summer, winter. In the dead of the winter, the parties definitely turn up in the wintertime because it ain't nothing to do.
Well, we used to go up there, and I'd be like, yo, what the fuck? Like, it's not
and
shit
we right
here.
And we right next to the hood. So
That's true.
It's Syracuse, and then the hood is right next.
You had to ride through there to get to y'all shit.
Yeah, right next to the Courier Dome and all that. We used to go over there. That's where we used to get our haircuts at. But, it was love, man. The summer prepared me, and then our off-season fall ball worked out for me, and then once the season started, man, I took off running. We played in the preseason NIT down in New York, a little Thanksgiving joint. Played Ohio State. It was our first big time game on ESPN. We ended up losing. I think I had like 29. I had 29-12. Been crazy. Next game played against Washington. We beat them.
So in college, what was like that you feel like was your standout, like your favorite game in college, your personal favorite?
I mean, my personal favorite is always when we beat y'all. That's my personal favorite. I mean, y'all was number 4 in the country at the time. I think we
was stacked, son.
Y'all was stacked. And what's crazy was we should have beat. We always had y'all number, though. The first game we played y'all was in D.C. Homecoming for me. Everybody showed up, was lit. We went to overtime. We lost at the buzzer. Johnny took a shot. We was down. I want to say we was down 1. He took a 3. No, I'm sorry. Excuse me. He was down. We were down 2, and he took a 3. And instead of me, I was running to the goal. So instead of me just grabbing it out the air and dunking it in and we going to overtime, I let it, like, it looked like it was going in. I let it go, and it went in. It went in and rimmed out. And we lost in overtime to y'all.
One time for the dogs.
But I think it was like 3 weeks later, y'all came to the Cuse. That's when
I ain't gonna front. Q's a tough place to play,
35, I think it was 35. Like you said, like people be sitting behind the bleachers just to watch the game. They watch on the big scoreboard.
It be so loud. Like that's one of them places when they tell like the floor shaking.
It shakes.
You can't hear nothing. Niggas talking right next to you. You can't hear shit. Like,
we already know. Like we work on that before the beginning of the season. So we'll have speakers playing. We'll have the speakers playing, and we don't even have call out signals. That's why we're able to go wherever we go. Notre Dame. Y'all not so tough because y'all playing at the MCI.
Yeah, our shit was trash.
Or whatever it's called now. Yeah, like Notre Dame.
Marquette was loud.
We didn't go. We beat Marquette at home. We didn't play them at Marquette. But Louisville was tough at Louisville. Freedom Hall, like the old school.
Yeah,
Louisville.
that's they pressing the whole game.
Yes, the entire game.
Talk
all
about
40
being
minutes.
in shape. Jesus.
Yes, and what's crazy was I averaged like 37 minutes a game my freshman year. So I was in the game the whole entire game. Just for we didn't have nobody. Like
had to. You was cooking.
I was, but even still, like I couldn't. It wasn't no minute break. Like I would barely get a minute break. I averaged 37. So some games I was playing 40.
So you fucked with Boeheim.
Nah, Boeheim was my guy. It was a tough season for us just because we were young, and we had our rifts in the season. But at the same time, as I got older, he was just a guy that different coaching style than Corbett, but it was more so a mind game with Boeheim. Yeah. Like he tested your mental and not in just a shouting like, oh, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Like just the type of questions you would ask, like, like, hey man, are you a selfish player? I feel like you're a selfish player. Are you a selfish player? Like
I hate that type of shit. That's how Coach Townsend was. I hate that type of shit. What you mean by it, bro? I'm 19, bro. Why are you asking me these questions?
Bro, I pass the ball. Like I have to shoot because I have to shoot. I'm the best player on the team. But at the same time, like, bro, I'm not a selfish player. I want everybody to shine. I want us to shine. It helps me out if we all shine. But yeah, like little stuff like that. But as I got older, like it was just something that he had. I know it's just his coaching style, and he still throughout all that in the games. He let us rock out. Yeah. That's why I always respected about him. Like when he recruited me, he said, "Hey, I want you to come do this, do that." He didn't switch. A lot of college coaches, kids don't understand this part. When you get recruited, that's not the same coach that you're gonna have when it come time for the season. When you sign that the letter of intent, and you're there and you're actually on the team on campus, like that coach
it's different.
Can change.
He got you now. You there now.
Boeheim didn't do that. I ain't gonna lie. He might have turned up the mind games, but as far as like, hey, look, it was never a nah, you can't shoot that shot or that or da-da-da.
He let y'all do what you
when he brought you there, he's not trying to change your game. He just wants to make it better. He's trying to perfect it. Yeah. So whatever he brings you there to do, you're gonna come there and do it. But you gotta also work at it and you gotta perfect it. If you're not working, then it's a different story. Yeah. Guys that come there and don't really make it is because man, you just might not been your time, you might not have been ready. Yeah. But he gonna let you rock out. And even the coach now, Coach Red, Adrian Autry, that's my guy. Shout out to him. He's going to turn. I think he's going to bring the Orangeman bleed orange back.
What conference y'all in? Y'all ACC now.
We ACC.
Niggas ran from that Big East smoke.
Big East just fell out. It's money. Football took over, man.
Yeah, I know.
Big East football is horrible.
Big East football is terrible.
And football run. And what's crazy, you would think basketball runs it, but it. Just because of the country we live in and the money that football brings, it generates college football generates more money than basketball. So they go off of that easily, not easily, but they just.
I think it's probably a lot more than college.
Now with NIL, NILs now.
That's true. That's a whole different game. What you think about that? Tell me about what you. I know. I feel like I would have ate NIL. I know you would have cleaned up.
2.5
easy.
2.5 Just with everything I had. So I went to school for communications. I was the TV radio guy. Just off my personality. And this was before social media. So, we was just getting Facebook. We had MySpace, of course, but we was just getting Facebook. And man, I was doing my thing on Facebook. Like I was making videos at Cuse and all that. And this was before you can even really make videos. I had a camcorder. Yeah. So I can only imagine just my personality and just knowing me, especially once I got to the league. Like I had my own TV show my rookie year in Sacramento.
Did you?
Just a little, it was. I
learned something. I started researching your ass, and I learned some interesting facts, bro. Like some.
Oh yeah.
You was born in Munich.
You ain't know that?
I had no idea.
Yeah, man,
and you went
my
to school in
parents-
Japan for a little bit?
My mom from Westport. My dad from
worldwide,
Kingsville,
man.
and that was where this was always home. But my mom worked for the NSA. I was born in Germany. I lived in Germany. During the year, of course, we would come home every summer. But during the year, I lived over there till I was 4 years old.
So you probably don't even remember that shit for real.
I don't remember the first stint. I went back too though when I was 12 to 13. I went back for a year, but before that, I was in Japan. I was in Thailand. I was in
military, baby.
Guam. I lived on military bases, but my mom worked for the NSA. It's National Security Agency, so it's like government work.
Yeah.
But we were stationed. Of course, when you go overseas, you got to be stationed either on an American base or like right by it. So
you a German citizen?
No. So Germany, they have a rule. You have to live there. They might have changed it, but you have to live there until you have to live there 5 straight years. To get a German passport. And I was only there for 4. Being born on the soil, you can be born, but you got to stay there for 5 years.
Boy, if only you knew how much that passport would have helped you.
What's crazy? My rookie year, Dirk and them was trying to get me on the national team. Like
really?
They was trying to get me because they knew that I was born over there, and the country still wasn't going for it. Like Germany's a hard place to get a passport from.
Yeah.
Like
Germany,
not.
They don't play.
They don't just give them out easily. Like, I don't even think they have any imports on the national team. Like they don't, how they like teams give away. Like Spain has
Lebanon tried to slide me a passport a couple years ago.
Exactly. So like Lorenzo Brown, I think he plays for Spain or something like that. Like other countries will give an American a passport to play basketball. Yeah. Germany, they're like, nah, we gonna stick with our own.
Nah, Germans ain't fucking with. They ain't fucking with us.
Just because of the benefits that come with that. That passport in Germany, I could get. If I got a passport from Germany, I can go live. Free healthcare, like it's a lot of free just. The benefits having a German passport or being a German citizen, oh man, cold.
Yeah, you living good.
Oh yeah, you living real good. You straight.
So where we at? Q's. Finishing up at Q's. You dominated, did everything you needed to do.
Didn't make the tournament. We got robbed.
Y'all didn't make the tournament.
That's the only year that the Big East didn't get 8 teams in was my year.
Really?
The Big East always got 8 teams in. That was like a thing back in the day.
We was
Big East. You got
the Final Four was all Big East teams at one point.
The conference was we were so lit in the Big East. Like it was the best teams in the country.
It was the league. All the lottery picks was coming out of the Big East for 2-3 years in a row.
Come on now. So when that year they took 7 teams. We lost to Villanova in the first round, and Villanova was 7th. We were 8th. They took Villanova. And they didn't take us, and we were 21-11. We won 21 games and didn't make the tournament. Crazy.
That's tough.
Nasty work.
That's tough.
Crazy, but yeah. So finished up, made it to the semifinal of the NIT. Contemplated on going back, but once I got, you send your paperwork off. You know this process. You send your paperwork off to the league, and the league goes and has a discussion with all 30 teams. And they send you a report back. They say, all right, this is where we think you're going to be drafted. My draft stock going into the process was 14-20. I said, oh, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm gone. As you should.
I was out.
Yeah.
As I started working out, I started thinking, reconsidering that decision, though. I ain't going to lie. Like, working out for the draft, that was the hardest thing I have ever done in my life. Like, I tell guys, everybody has their own process. But for me, trying to get into the NBA, even with everything I did during the year, just trying to working out, trying to be in the best shape, because I was in the process. I was in 14-20, so I had to go work out. I had 19 workouts before the draft.
I had 17. That's crazy. You was a lotto pick. I had 19.
I had 19 workouts.
17 of them bitches. That was exhausting, bro.
Exhausting. So
I know you was moving.
I was in the best shape of my life. Though. So but just to get there, like you gotta. I don't know if you did this. We had to do a conditioning drill where you had to do. It was. I don't know if you would consider it a suicide. No, it wasn't even a suicide because it was up and backs. You had to do 5 up and backs within 60 seconds.
Was this in Houston?
No, this is just like a drill that the league used to do. I know they don't do it no more, but it's up and backs. 5 up and backs. I know San Antonio used to do it for sure. I had
5 up and backs in 60 seconds?
5 up and backs.
That shit just clicked.
60 seconds. Listen.
God damn.
60 seconds, but you had to do it, I think, 4 times.
You went to Boston?
I didn't work out for Boston.
So I went to Boston. They did the Steve Nash drill, son. The only person to ever beat the drill was Steve Nash. It was like you had the same type of shit. You had to run however many suicides in like 5 minutes and then you had to make like 10 out of 12 spots 10 out of 12 shots and like 5. Like, this shit was crazy.
It used to be, when we was coming out, it's easier now. I know that I be talking to kids now, like, yo, they don't really worry about no
full court one-on-ones.
No, those, I did that in Jersey. We did that in Jersey.
Big men? That shit was nasty.
I was 3-4, so I was doing it with small forwards, and it was always coming out. It was always myself, Joe Alexander, Anthony Randolph, and JJ Hickson. Yeah. We were like the 4 that were always matched up in every workout because they wanted to see what it was. But yeah, them
pre-draft workouts was no joke. You worked out of Houston? You worked out for Houston?
I did. I worked out for Houston.
They did this shit with it.
No, I didn't even work out for Houston. I went and interviewed twice with Houston because they were the 25th pick. Oh, they were the 26th pick at the time. So they were like, oh, well, if you fall to us, that was my guarantee. They're like, if you fall to 26, we're gonna take you. Mm-hmm. Like they gave me the guarantee. But Dave was like, oh, but you're probably not gonna fall. Like nobody thought I was gonna fall to 26. They were like, oh yeah, top 20 at best. Like 20, you out. But draft process happened. And
this shit's unpredictable, honestly.
It was me,
first,
though. It was
3
me.
picks.
It was me, though. I got into it with Brian Hill at a workout in New Jersey when we was doing a full court one-on-one. Mm-hmm. Me and Anthony Randolph. Anthony Randolph weighed 195 pounds at the time. We're doing full court one-on-ones. And, he got the ball. I'm on defense. So he trying to go, and I'm just stopping him. Sliding in front of him, knocking the ball away. Or one time he fell, like something like that. And Brian Hill kept giving him the ball back. Like, here you are, come on, go again. Go again. I'm like, you got to get a stop to get off.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I'm getting stops. Y'all out here killing me. They're like, who? He was like, who you talking to, rookie? You know what I mean? Yeah. Short man complex.
Yeah.
Who you think you talking to? Like, all right, man, all right. So, I'm playing defense again. So he ended up going down. I think I go and I get fouled, but I make it or something. Anyway, we come back around. We got to do it again. So we doing it again. Boom. Knock it out again or something like that. Give him the ball right back. Get another stop. He give him the ball right back. I'm like, oh, what the? Me. I'm in a competitive mode. So
this shit ain't right.
The Mount World come out, man. What the fuck?
Right.
Like, what is this?
Y'all giving this nigga chances.
Y'all keep giving him the ball back. Who the fuck are you cussing at? And I'm like, this is an interview. When you in the it's a workout, but it's still an interview. So
yeah.
Damn, I'm tripping in the interview. And I ain't say nothing, but I had to talk to Lawrence Frank afterwards. He was like, man, what happened today? I was like, I apologize. I was like, I just got into, what I'm saying? It was the heat of the moment. I'm trying to.
But they like that type of shit, though. Like
they do.
Some of them do, some of them don't.
Depending on where you're supposed to go. If you top 5, they love that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You top 5, top 10, even lottery. Lottery, 1 through 14. Because you coming in, you being a man. But anybody else after that, you a role player,
once you
bro.
play your role.
You coming in to play a role. So you can't play that role? Oh, nah.
Somebody else can.
You got an attitude. We going to get somebody else.
Somebody maybe less talented, but easier to deal with.
Yeah. But it's just something that you learning process coming through the business. But, I had 19 workouts before I was picked 28th by Memphis. Immediately traded to Houston.
So how was that? All right, so let's stop at draft night. I know you excited draft night. I know you got your family with you.
I had an invite to the green room. I'm glad I didn't go because I would have been the last one in there. Me and Darrell Arthur would have been the last one in the green room. But I ended up renting out Pikesville. I rented out the bowling alley. I was like, I'm going to stay home. Yeah. Because I have a big family. And it would have been too hard to pick who going to sit at the night.
Tell you, my dumb ass went to the draft. I was up there undrafted in a suit.
That's tough.
Feelings hurt, boy. And
I already know.
The nigga that was sitting right next to me got drafted. I was sick. I'm like,
you was right there in the stands, huh?
Right there in the stands. I was ready.
Yeah, I would have been looking down at a table down there with all the lights on you and the cameras in your face.
That's true. That's true.
But I ended up renting out Pikesville Bowling Alley and had the whole family there, and I didn't even show up till I got called. I know people was there, people left, like they didn't think I was coming. I couldn't go until I.
So you knew for sure.
I had my name called. I didn't want to, and I should have thought about. Looking back on it, I'm like, damn, I probably should have went.
Yeah.
But at the time, man, I just stayed at my grandma's house. It was me, my manager, my cousin Quinny that was at the house.
Yeah.
And we were just waiting. I think my agent was there. My agent was with me, and we were just waiting, like trying to hear, what's.
That's a tense time, man. That shit is like.
Man, it took forever too. The TV. It took I think that's why people left. Draft started at probably 6:30, 7. I don't think I got drafted till 8:00. But as soon as I got drafted, I was right. I was about 2 exits away. boom, shot right to Pikesville, and then camera crews were there. We had our moment then, snuck in the back door, and everybody went crazy. But it was looking back, and I probably should have been there, but it was still a dope experience.
You got your moment though.
It was dope for me.
That's what's dope. You got your moment.
Yeah.
So you drafted, immediately traded. So you probably like, okay, I see the business part.
I'm hot.
From day one.
I'm hot. I slid to 28th. And I was immediately traded to a team that had to pick at 26. I'm like, why you just didn't draft me at 26, bro?
Yeah.
Oh, we needed some money. We was getting some cash from them. Business side of it.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Definitely wasn't happy. But man, I was going into summer league with vengeance, bro. Like vengeance. Like I had.
You had a really good summer league too.
I did.
Yeah.
And I was because I was mad. I hadn't hooped. So in the draft process, you really don't. They don't tell you to play. You can't play.
Yeah.
Because they don't want you to get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So I was no 5-on-5, and I'm a 5-on-5 guy. I love to hoop everywhere. Like call me for the bump. I'm coming out. But it was frustrating because I couldn't hoop and I had slid in the draft. So man, my first summer league game, I went out and I signed. What's crazy? I signed my contract in the tunnel 5 minutes before. Warm-ups. Signed my contract because it was, rookie, it's already slated. Like you basically just signing for bonuses and whatnot. But anyway, told my agent, like, man, get it done. I'm trying to play. Like, I want to play. Signed my contract 5 minutes before the game and went out and had 41. 41, we won. And man, it just went crazy. Averaged like 27 that summer league, was summer league, basically summer league MVP. They didn't even have summer league MVP there, but back then. But they talked about it. It was all over, through the wire. I think me and Jared Bates had the best summer league that year. I averaged like 27. Jared Bates might have averaged like 24 or something like that. But just hooping, man, like just active. Like,
one thing about summer league, when they give you the reins and like just go. Just go.
I took it.
Yeah,
like, I'm talking about.
It's a lot of niggas.
It wasn't even crazy though. Like I shot it. I was efficient. Like everything was efficient, and that's what everybody was talking about. Because in college, I used to shoot so many threes, but it's like I had to. I was the only shooter on the team. Like we had lost Eric Devendorf, we had lost Andy Routens my freshman year. So those were our shooters. One of our point guards left in the middle of the season, Josh Wright. So it was nobody really left out there to shoot. Me and Johnny basically. We had
Johnny couldn't even shoot like that.
Johnny could shoot, but his game was definitely getting to the bucket.
It was downhill,
yeah. But he could Johnny could fill it up. When Johnny got hot,
I know Johnny could get crazy, but we wasn't Johnny.
He wasn't.
We rather him shoot than get downhill.
Exactly. So the job was left on me. And so my numbers was kind of out of whack, but that summer league, it was everything was on point for sure.
I remember watching, keeping up with niggas. I'm like,
Tay going was special, bro.
Tay going crazy. That shit was great to watch, bro.
It felt good.
Because I know me was just coming from like we just spoke on, just growing up watching you play, and it's like now this nigga where he wanna be, like in the league, he hooping, he playing, like that shit was awesome to watch. Like that shit was dope to watch, bro, for real. Like,
I appreciate it, though.
All y'all niggas, Rudy was a little bit more ahead of my time too, but just like niggas that I watched really before the fame, before all of that, you know what I mean? Like I really watched, really seen it, was really like in the gym scene, inspired by niggas, and was like, it was my competition in high school. It was like I gotta compete with fucking Dontè when I step on the court, fucking Rudy when I step on the court. I gotta compete with niggas on my own team, Dino, Lou, like that shit, that era, bro. Like y'all niggas was, man, Braxton was fucking 280 in high school.
Braxton was
what the
man,
fuck,
dog.
son? 280. I remember guarding him for 30 seconds, bro, and coming out the game.
Him
like,
and Ricky, bro.
Yeah, coming out the game.
Shout out him and Ricky, bro.
Coach, like, what's wrong? That nigga's 280. Like, that nigga
pause.
big.
Like, all he do is like just lean back. He lay on you, like pause. Like that is
catch that bitch and lay it up,
man, bro. Like
shout
we
out
used to have
Braxton,
double
man.
team, yo, for sure. Like
yeah, that's a fact. We good? So we slide to. So now we in summer league. You got drafted. You in Houston, but you get traded to the SAC when?
I got traded SAC before the season started. So I had a really good summer league, and
that's the thing about the league. The league is when you play good,
everybody watching.
Everybody wants you.
Everybody watching.
When you play bad, they're ready to get rid of you.
Everybody ready to get rid of you. Yep. So I had a really good summer league. Ended up getting traded. I got traded for Ron Artest. Ron Artest. Me and Bobby Jackson for Ron Artest and some cash.
And Ron Artest ain't even. He did stay. I'm tripping. He did stay.
He had a really good. They took them to the. It's what they needed. Tracy. So I was the projected starter when I was drafted. They had a good summer league. Every game, before they would do the projected starters for the season. Shane Battier and Chase McGrady were out already. They were going to be out until like December, January. So I was going to be the projected starter from start of the season at least till till Christmas, maybe New Year's.
You about to be playing with Mac.
What? No, I'm talking about, but not even, no, because he was hurt. So I would have, of course, been on an organization and learned a lot for sure. And I think my career would have been totally different if I would have stayed with Houston. But, you know, I was a projected starter, did well, and they were like, nah, we're trying to they were in playoff mode. They're like, yo, we need to bring somebody in that's going to help us get to the playoffs. Yeah. And, of course, you know, they wasn't relying on me, the rookie, to do that. So they brought in Ron Artest, and it worked well until T-Mac and Shane Battier came back, and then it was all fucked up. It was all messed up. But yeah, no, it was another just me learning the business again, bro. Like just
it's like it's continuous when you at that level. It's like you never like. I know when I first got traded, it was like I'm in the crib. I'm like, so do I go to the gym? Like, well, what is it? You don't know what to do. They're like, yo, these niggas told me they're gonna send all your shit home, and you gonna get on a flight and go to Philly. You
can go to get whatever you might need.
Yeah, get your shoes, get whatever you need to play or to have a good night or good night of rest or whatever. But we're gonna send all your shit back home, and then you going to Philly.
Facts.
So you know it's definitely interesting. It's something you got to get used to.
Facts. You want to take a break real quick?
Yeah, I got you. We take a break. So he was at Cuse, dominated Cuse to the league, and you went to SAC.
SAC.
You was doing work at SAC. So tell me, bro, the league is different, bro, for everybody. It's all about opportunity. Like all about opportunity.
It is. It's a big part, but it's. And I was thinking about this on the way down here, just to tell the young guys, even guys that not even necessarily just to the league, but just being professional. This is a camera right here, right? I'm gonna look right in the camera because this is serious. Like, yo, young guys, get you a mentor. Get you a mentor that not necessarily is in the league, but is like a pro. Like it's a lot of pros, especially in our city. There's a lot of good pros that will mentor you, or you just got to reach out. You just got to, you know, take that leap of faith and just be bold and you know, be a young man and be like, yo, you know, I'm looking for somebody to mentor me, because I had don't get me wrong, my circle I had uncles, I had good people that was in my circle, but they didn't understand the life.
You need somebody that's been there.
You need somebody, and I didn't know that. And not even necessarily basketball too, though, because sometimes, you know, you got guys that you know have mentors that are other professionals in other sports, but they're a pro and they get it. Being a pro in any sport is a big deal. One, if they're real live pro, like basketball wise, like, you know, overseas somewhere, just a pro. You guys that's coming up and can possibly make it, they're gonna know who a pro is. It's a big difference. So get you a mentor, man, that has been there, that you can fall back on and ask questions, or just anything, bro, just anything. But that's where I think I fell short at, just not having a mentor. I didn't have a mentor, and a lot of guys I know did have mentors, and that's why I tell my son all the time, like, yo, I have the blueprint, and his mentor is not gonna be me. I need him to find somebody, or I can help him find somebody that's gonna be a mentor for him, because I can be dad all day. Yeah. But, you know, to be you need somebody else too.
You need a different voice sometimes.
A different
voice.
It's
not the message, just the messenger sometimes.
Exactly. Somebody that's been there though, that knows the process, that has lived it and can guide you and direct you to where you need to be at and what you need to do. Because when I was out there winging it with me, really. Like, thank God I was able to play in the league for 5 years and just be out there. You know, I had coaches and stuff like try to really come around, but it's at the end of the day, they're a coach. You know, it's not a mentor either. Yeah. You know, you really need somebody that's going to be there and lock in with you. But
somebody that give a fuck, like a coach is their job.
Yeah. And just want to, and just it's just genuine. I just want to see you, like, real genuine. Just want to see you be successful. Like, it ain't I don't need nothing. And this all the young guys. Niggas, if guys want to reach out to me and hit me up, bro, I answer DMs. I'm not one of the dudes that's not gonna answer the DM.
Same here.
I don't have that many followers.
I'm always
10,000 followers.
Yeah, I'm always here to holler at the young boys.
Yeah, and I follow a lot of the young guys in the city. Yeah. I did see that with you and Queen, man. And he another guy. You know, he jokes around a lot, but you know, we've developed a nice, pretty good relationship, especially with us playing on the same pro-am team and working out with Maul. You know, shout out 9450 Maul.
Shout out Maul, man.
just working out with him and you know, just talking to him, and not necessarily me being a mentor, just, you know, giving back some knowledge that, you know, excuse me, guys gave me. So, but yeah, man, having a mentor going into this game is a game changer, especially these days, and it can really put you over the hump and really help you in your career for sure.
Yeah, I know for me, my mentor kind of came into my life like junior year of college, Othello Harrington. Like that was like he like a lot of niggas
solid.
Like I said, it's the message, not the messenger.
Right.
Or it's the message, it's the messenger, not the message. My bad. It's the message, not the messenger. Right. So Othello came in, and that was somebody who been through the process. 12 years in the league.
Vet.
Real vet. Like really knows the ins and outs. And he was the one that really like, I wasn't really listening to nobody. Like, everybody was like, I'm a little bit of a dickhead, so it was like, what you like?
I mean, we young. You think you know everything?
Yeah. So
and like, I was, you know, I was like that too. I had uncles that, you know, tried to tell me stuff, and like, man, you ain't never lived this life, bro. Come on, bro. Like, I'm gonna listen to you to a certain extent, but then
I'm
gonna
ask you to help me when you never been in this situation. Like, it's different.
It's tough, man.
You can tell me from the inside out.
It's a gift and a curse, man. It's a gift and a curse being blessed and being talented, because especially if you don't. If you don't have that right circle, man, it's hard. And like once again, not to, you know, saying discredit anybody in my circle. I love my family. I still, you know, still talk to my guys. They know, but yeah, man, it's just different having that mentor that's been there, that
can relate, that you can talk to, and you don't got to explain too much.
Exactly,
like, they know what it is.
It's different.
I'm with you 100%.
But it's you know, that's the number one advice I'll be trying to give these days, man. Get you a mentor and really lock in with them and take heed to what they say, because if they lived it, man, they not going to tell you nothing wrong. They're not going to stay. I tell kids all the time, I'm trying to tell you about the mistakes I made so that you don't make them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Don't my son, for sure. Yo, you don't make the same mistakes I made.
Yeah.
Dude's supposed
I made them for you. Like,
exactly.
So you got to learn.
We got the blueprint, bro. Let's just work out.
That's what I be telling my son, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm here for you. So like, I was talking to some kids the other day, just telling them, like, you know, when we growing up, they tell us sports always have a plan B, just in case plan A don't work out. But I'm telling them, like, have plan B anyway. Even it's a sport, so you can only play for so long.
Right.
Eventually, you're going to have to fall back on plan B.
Facts.
So work on that plan B while you still on plan A. You know, it's a blessing to be able, like you said, it's a gift and a curse. One of the gifts is we got time. You go to the gym, you knock your shit out. You done by 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
You got the rest of the day.
You got the rest of the day. Now, what you going to do with the rest of the day? That's the question. Like,
you
going to piss it off. You going to, you know, try to make it into something to help you progress in life outside of basketball. You know, it's a lot that comes with this. It's a beautiful life. Don't get me wrong, it's
very beautiful.
Having a blast living this life. Super blessed. But, you know, it's a lot of responsibility that come with it too. This shit don't last forever. And that kind of goes into what my next question was for you, was just off the court. You know, we've been on the court for a while, but like off the court, like what do you do? What's your interest?
Well, right now I've been working on just basketball consulting. Right now, just trying to, you know, I was my last biggest deal ended up falling through, but just trying to broker deals with the big three. You know, I had a client that was interested in purchasing a team. Ended up not working out, but yeah, I just do things like that as far as like NIL deals, trying to connect different coaches with different players, especially players out of our city, and this is men and women's. You know, just working with them, trying to get either them connected with a coach, get them connected with a sponsor, just using my network, you know, like we was my connects. You know, I was in the league, I was in a lot of rooms that a lot of people weren't in. Right. So, you know, I know a lot of people, and just being able to talk to different businesses, different, I guess you would call them boosters in college, and just trying to get them connected to the kids. And outside of that, man, I tell you, I'm a stay-at-home dad, dude. Like I just be there with the kids. I love you know, being able to be home and be able to go to their games or take them to workouts, or, you know, just being present, you know. And you know, as they get older, I think that's more important for sure.
Shout out to you. How many kids you got?
I got 4.
4.
Yep, 3 boys and a girl.
Shout out to your kids,
Baby
man.
girl just graduated. I got all middle schoolers now. She just graduated elementary school.
You about to have an empty nest in a few years.
And 1 high schooler. So,
ooh, boy.
I'm on my way.
How's that fatherhood? Talk to us. How's that been treating
dope,
you?
man. It's been a journey, you know. there's no book. I would say there's no book on being a dad. You know, well, there are books out there, but you know, it's nothing like having that experience. You know, and for me, I had Dontè when I was 20. I was a young father and came in. I figured like, hey, you know, I got a job and you know, I have a lady, so I might as well go ahead and have me kids, start me a family, and that's where my mindset was. And you know, I'm blessed for my kids and the journey that we've been on, and just trying to continue to grow, man, as a father and as a leader, man.
That's dope. I seen you bust a little Tay ass at the Garden the other day. I mean, at a Dome the other day.
You already know you
had a lot of confidence stepping up, but
he swear, yeah, and a couple of little Big 3 trips. You know, I've dunked on him, and you know, he swear he ready. But shout out,
the kids don't understand because they wasn't there. Like they don't know how real Pops was.
Tay know. Tay's been there for a lot of it.
Well, you had him at 20, so he's seen some shit.
He's seen me in my prime, and he's been fortunate enough for sure to get out and travel, and especially when I went overseas and be able to see me play. But even in the summertime, you know, coming home, and he know what's up. He just think he there.
And
he good. He not. Yeah,
it's a long road. That's what it's a big difference. Long road.
I told this grown man right here.
You got a lot of times to get your ass busted before you reach these levels.
Facts,
you got a lot of ass to bust.
I told him, like, you never want to win.
Never. And when you get close, when you think, stop.
Yep. It's a wrap. I'm good today, bro.
My knees.
My knee.
Got it, bro. Yeah. You can't fuck with the knee. I need that.
Nah. But yeah, man, shout out to my green troop, man. Dontè, Dallas, Dylan, and Skylar. Love you guys.
Shout out to kids, man. All right, man. Oh yeah, we let's go back to. I want to go back to the league. I'm a basketball nerd, so no, we're not gonna talk about this shit all day.
Facts.
You had some great teammates.
Mm-hmm.
Some amazing teammates. Can you
man?
Can you just real quick just maybe give us a story of, because you was in SAC with who's you in SAC with?
Started off with the OGs. I started off with like Brad Miller.
Yeah, you had the
Mikey Moore.
Yeah, so if you got
Kenny Thomas,
some stories, just tell us, man, because I know I got them, and I was only up there for 3, 4 and a half. You know what I mean?
I mean, it depends on what kind of stories you looking for.
I want some family friendly.
Just
some dope shit, like.
Nah, you know what's crazy? I went so.
Friendly?
Viral moment. So I got a viral story. My rookie year, I was a good rookie, yo. Like, I used to bring my donuts, bring my bagels. I did everything I was supposed to do, right? And my teammate Jason Thompson was a rookie he was drafted in the lottery and was not on his duties. Was not like. He would forget bagels, or he would get.
That's what you don't want to do.
He would get the secretary.
God,
he would get the secretary to bring the bagels for him. Like, he would give him money, and she
can't do that.
You was exactly. So with me, whenever they told me like, all right, bet I'm gonna do it. Boom, boom. I'm stepping up. So JT didn't do what he was supposed to do. They end up popcorning his car, right? Boom, popcorn his car. I noticed that.
For those of y'all that don't know, in the league, when you don't follow direction,
as a rookie, you get
take all the popcorn they can find and put it into your car.
All sunroof, doors. They close the doors. They put the windows down.
It's an avalanche of popcorn.
Crazy. Butter all over the thing. If you have leather seats,
you got to go get your interior done. You got to get your shit done.
I had to get. So we'll get to that. So JT got his car popcorn, and everybody, the rest of the rookies, it was 3 of us. Me, Jason Thompson, and my man Bobby Brown. Me and Bobby Brown were put on notice, like, all right, cool, we're not gonna mess up. Like, man, JT got his car popcorn. Bet. So it's towards the end of this. I'm on my duties. I'm doing everything. It's the end of the season, right? Towards the end of the season. Because I remember a couple of my friends were out for spring break. They were staying with me we had a 2 weeks home stand, and it was during spring break. They were in college still. So they came out, they flew out for spring break. So we in the crib chilling. Boom, I got practice. I go to practice. Bring what I was supposed to bring to practice. Whatever fruit, donuts, whatever it was I was supposed to bring that day. Bring it. Set it up. Boom. Everything good. Have practice. Work out after practice. I worked out a little bit longer.
30 before, 30 after. Yeah.
Before 30, but I'm saying, we did a little extra stuff because we had a couple days before the game. So we was, may have played 1-on-1 or 3-on-3, whatever we did. We did that extra, the younger guys. So we did it extra. I go get in the shower. I go in the locker room to get in the shower, and it's still a bunch of the guys still in the arena. I'm like, why? it's mind you, it's like probably like it's maybe an hour after practice. Everybody's got their treatment. The guys supposed to get their treatment, got their treatment. They gone. It's supposed to be gone. All the vets. It's usually just me and the equipment managers and the training staff still there. I might go get some treatment afterwards or just do something. I don't know. But everybody's still there. I'm like, man, why are all the guys still here? So I'm like, all right, bet. Think nothing of it. Go get in the shower. Come out. Everybody, when I get out of the shower, everybody's out the locker room. So I'm like, oh, man, what they on? Leave out the locker room to go to my car. When I tell you, training staff, everybody, nobody's in the facility. We had a practice facility. Nobody's in the facility. Everybody's outside my joint. So I go outside the practice facility, and I can see, I didn't have tents. At the time, I didn't have tents on my front windshield. So as soon as, and I pulled in. I didn't back in. I pulled in. So I pulled in, and I can see in my car, and I see my car is just full of popcorn. It's popcorn up to the roof. So I'm sitting there like, I'm talking about I'm hot. When I say hot, I'm hot.
Especially you said you was doing everything.
I said, yo, that's why I started yelling. That's the first thing I started yelling. I said, I haven't missed a day. What is going? Like, what are y'all doing? Like, come on, bro. Like, mind you, I'm on a rookie. Like the rookies, I was first round, but back then the money wasn't what
the
it was
rookie
now.
deal. You gotta say that. You gotta pocket that chicken for sure.
I'm in the 700s. You know what I mean? I wasn't even making a meal yet. I'm 700-800s. So I'm like, yo, come on, bro. Like, who popped the? I know it was one of the three vets. So we had three vets. We had Mikey Moore, we had Kenny Thomas, we had Bobby Jackson, and we had Brad Miller. So Mikey and Kenny was already gone. Those was my dogs. So I know that, all right, they don't got nothing to do with it. Brad Miller, big goofy self, standing outside, eating the popcorn out my car, like out the sunroof, picking the popcorn out my car. I had a BMW.
Hell nah,
picking the popcorn out the car, eating it. Like, damn, bro, this popcorn good. So I'm like, yo, that's crazy, bro. Like, that's how you, he's like, man, he looked at me. He straight up said it, though. He's like, man, this popcorn good. I ain't had nothing to do with this, but this popcorn good. And who rolls by was Bobby Jackson. Rolled by. I'm like, it was Bobby.
It had to be Bobby.
Bobby. So I sit there, scoop all the popcorn out, go to the car wash. I'm at the car wash for like 3 hours. Like they just sitting there working on, just trying to get all the butter out the seats. It was in the seats. It was in the air. Like when you turn the air on, it was shooting out the air. Butter. So they had to put the little foam stuff in there just to get everything. It was madness. I had to literally at the car wash for 3 hours. Hand car was supposed to be 30 minutes tops. 3 hours out of the car wash, just trying to get them to get everything out. They couldn't even get the smell out. The smell was in there for a whole nother month of butter. It smelled like butter for a month. Whole nother story. But finally get back to the crib, and my boys is like, yo, where you been? Like, what's going on? Da, da, da. I said, man, this man Bobby Jackson popcorn my car, bro, for no reason. He was like, they did what? You know, we from Baltimore. They did what? I ain't saying no names, I ain't incriminating nobody. But he was like, man, let's go. We going to the store. I'm like, all right, bet. Come on, let's go to the store. We go to the store. We buy dog food. We buy mustard. We bought like a bunch of candy, all types of wild stuff. Maybe even some cat food, all that. And we had practice the next day, so we go to practice. They drop me off, and they drive back to the house. Get the stuff, and then they come back, and they put all that stuff, dog food, mustard, cat food.
What car Bobby Jack had?
S63
Oh,
coupe.
nah.
Cold
son.
AMG package, white though, with it had the mustard.
Joints? Oh my god.
With the mustard and the ketchup
I'd
and the
have been
dog
hot.
food. When I say he was hot, bro, he was hot. He came out of practice and seen it, and he already knew who it was. Like he already knew, but he was like, you know what I'm saying, you in practice. I was in practice the whole time, but like, of course they ran back the cameras for the practice, so then they saw who it was. They pulled up in my car, parked right behind him, dumped all the stuff on his car, and then got up out of there.
Fight back. Fuck all that.
I fought back. Like it went viral. The team didn't like it. I didn't get fined or nothing like that. But it was
How would they find
Nah,
you?
they couldn't find me. But it was it was a strike one for me.
Yeah.
with the Kings for sure.
It was a step forward and 2 steps back type shit.
It took years for me and B-Jack. What's crazy is B-Jack ended up retiring after that year and became assistant coach. And we didn't like get cool again until like my 3rd year in the league. Like
Really?
we got cool like after the fact. Yeah, but
The white 63 rooftop,
white 63.
drop top. Yeah, I'd have been
it
hot
wasn't drop
too.
top. It was hard top, but it was.
I'd have been hot too. It don't matter. I'd have been hot too. That shit was
I could
probably
have messed
pearly
his paint
white.
up because it was hot and sad. You know, California was
Yeah.
hot. It was the end of. I waited to the end of the season, so it was April. We was already in the 80s, 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, and I've been out Sac. Ain't no trees, ain't nothing to protect you from the heat.
Nope.
It's just straight sun and dirt.
Way different than the Bay. We get so right now it's like 110 in Sac, and it's probably 75, 85 degrees an hour away in San Francisco, Oakland.
You ever go back to Sac?
Yeah. My daughter lives in Sac. My daughter just graduated.
Oh,
She graduated from
right,
elementary
right.
school, so she lives in Sac. So I go back. My cousin still lives out there. My cousin Quinny. I got family friends out there. So try to get back. Obviously, of course, as much as possible.
All right, so we got a basketball handle. I'm trying to tap into what you know. Like, what's you? Are you political by any chance? Like, how you feel about the landscape?
Political
What's
as far
going
as
on? Anything like? We got a black female president running now. I feel like a lot of
she
people are
black?
just like, she looked like it. She Indian, allegedly.
we're not gonna go there.
Allegedly.
We can go to another subject. Let's talk about overseas life. How was
Overseas, like, wait, so let's talk about, I try to, you know what I mean?
You try to go that segue. Nah, we ain't gonna, bro.
You was in Turkey?
Oh yeah, no. You talking about where I played at?
Yeah.
Nah, I never did Europe. I ran from Europe. I ain't gonna lie.
Where'd you go? You went to Saudi.
So-
I know you went to Saudi.
So coming out of the NBA, like I'd say this, like starting off as a young professional in the NBA and then trying to transition overseas. That's why I talk about the mentorship. The stories I got, and I fought Malcolm for this too. Like I give Malcolm some
Shout him out.
yeah, shout out Malcolm, the name of my guy. The stories I got from him, like, yeah, we got 2 days till March. I'm like, 2 days?
Yeah, yeah.
Bro, we had 2 days for 2 weeks in the league.
If that. Like,
If that.
Yeah.
Maybe 8 days, 8-9 days.
3 days, nigga, when I was in Cleveland and Philly.
we was sorry. Sac was sorry, so we was having 2 days.
Philly, we lost 29 in a row.
Oh, before the part, you're right.
Nigga,
But
2 days for 3 days, nigga. If that's
it
all
might have
we
been
needed,
3. I might be over exaggerating. You're right. But even
it felt
still,
like a
though,
month. It felt like a month.
it felt like because
Yeah.
we didn't do that. You didn't do that in the league. You better be lucky if you practice. Even when I got in the league, like we used to still practice, but it was. I mean, they don't practice now at all. But we didn't. Man, shoot around. Young guys getting there. We shooting before. We might lift weights. We have film, then you might lift weights, shoot. Might play 3-on-3. Like it wasn't a lot of practice. So going from that to Europe, like Europe, you're going to practice. You're at least definitely, depending on what team you leave, depending on what, I didn't know the difference at the time when I came out. I didn't know the difference between a Euro Cup to a Euro League.
Yeah,
Or I don't even think Champions League.
leagues
I don't even
or
think
whatever.
Champions League was even around when I first came out. But yeah, like you can't, I didn't know the difference. So I didn't know if I was on a EuroLeague team, it would have been like being in the league.
Yeah.
I didn't
yeah,
know that.
Yeah.
And I had offers when I first came out leaving the league to go to EuroLeague. But I was like, man, hell no, I'm not practicing. I'm not doing 2 days till March.
Yeah,
like, that's
yeah,
crazy.
Yeah.
Y'all only, and the stories I was getting was, oh, they only play once a week. You might play twice a week. Man, bro, I'm coming from playing 3-4 times a week
Yeah.
to playing
Back
once
to
or
backs.
twice.
Like,
Like,
yeah.
I'm
You,
like,
in the league, you
nah.
playing all day. Like,
But that's where a mentor. I say you gotta get a mentor. You got a mentor comes into a big role when you're transitioning from the NBA to overseas. Like I should have went. My career would have went. I had a. Don't get me wrong. I had a great career, very very blessed. But it would have went totally different if I would have went to Europe. I would have had a better chance of getting back into the NBA going to Europe. And at the time, listening to my agent, I didn't know that. I'm thinking like, man, I'm about to go chase this bag.
Mm-hmm.
He said China. He said whatever I was making. I think I made like 1.3 my last year in the league. He told I made 1.3 without taxes
in China.
Yeah.
China
for 5 months. It was only a 5-month deal.
Yeah.
China league is 5 months.
Checks is crazy.
What? I was like, bro, I'm out.
200?
Like,
What?
out.
In one check?
I had a non-guaranteed deal with Boston. If I could go back now and change it, like I would go back and it's easier to be once you're in the league to stay in the league than it is to get back in. It's way harder to get back into the NBA if you leave and go play somewhere else than it is to just be there, stay in a non-guarantee. All right, you might get cut. All right, cool. You was already in the league, though. Somebody else might pick you up.
Right.
Boom, go there, go that route.
Right.
I went a totally different route. Left the league thinking, all right, I'm going to go to China for 5 or 6 months, do what guys did during the lockout, go to China, get some money, come back. I'll be straight. I've been in the league 5 years. Like, they know me. They know my capabilities. And it didn't work out like that. Like, it went totally – because it's so much harder to get back in the league once you're out because it's guys. I tell
niggas it's a draft every year.
It's guys coming every single year. So you like, dang, man. Like, and at the time, I'm 26 years old. I didn't know this. Like, I'm coming back like, all right, cool. I'm about to get back. All right, didn't get no offers. All right, cool. I'm going to go do Summer League. Killed Summer League. Went to a different Summer League. I've never been to Orlando before. So I went to Orlando Summer League, see different teams, see more East Coast teams because I've been out West. Let me go see more East Coast teams. Boom. Didn't work out. Like, it's harder getting back into the league.
Bro. And it's not even like you not good enough. It's more so it's the league.
The numbers game, man.
The numbers game, and then the GMs are kind of like they see shiny new objects type of shit. So it's like you might be able to do the same shit that a 19-year-old nigga can do, but they're gonna take the 19-year-old. Yeah, better. You can do it better.
But because his upside, they're gonna
take the 19-year-old nigga because he got upside. They don't really know what he could be yet. He might exceed expectations. He might be just what you expected.
Yep.
That's the thing about it's what young guys don't understand. Like when you in the league, I was talking to Justin Lewis the other day, and I was telling him, I'm like, stay there, chase it as long as you can chase it.
Yeah.
Especially
nowadays, like with the G League, they got the 2-way deals.
Yeah, it's a lot of ways.
Y'all making some decent money.
I say like till about 26, 7. Fuck with the
once
league.
you get to your prime.
Yeah, once you get to your prime, if you feel like
if you ain't got that call up yet, if you ain't got that deal,
go get that bread.
Go overseas.
Go get that bread because it's
waiting
back.
there for you though. Your resume is all that. So you have a good resume, especially going to Europe. You have a good resume. You might have to start a little low. Might have to start Champions League, or you might have to depends on what you want to do too though. Like nowadays, we have the option to Japan, Asia is
that's what I'm trying to get.
Fire.
Japan taking and paying niggas.
Japan,
bags.
Taiwan is on fire right now. Philippines still PBA is still there, but their seasons be so short. They don't have a long enough season.
And I'm too tall for the height requirement up there, bitch. I was about to go there last year, and they had my numbers. They was like, "Oh, you too tall. You were half an inch over the height or whatever it was."
It's supposed to be. So I got in. It was supposed to be when it was 6'9". I'm 6'9" without shoes. I'm 6'9" and like 3/4. And they let you little nuzzle down a little bit, but if you not,
Nah, they told me no. Like they didn't even let me measure because I went there. I went there to my first year, my rookie year. I went there.
7 feet, bro.
Yeah, they was like, nah, like you gotta wait to the unlimited height league. Ain't no telling when that shit gonna be.
It never happened. It has never happened at all.
That was a different experience.
Overseas was dope, man. It was an experience. I played. How many years I played overseas? 9 years overseas.
Did 9 overseas? I'm creeping up. This about to be my 10th.
Yeah. I gotta sign it. Hey.
What we doing? Casa out here with the artist extraordinaire.
This joint is fire though.
Show it to the camera. Let me see. Let me see what he got.
Once I sign it for sure. I can sign down here in the white, right? Oh, this joint fire though.
Shout out Cass.
You gotta have the orange in the joint. You know what I mean?
That's hard. That's a 101. 101. Yeah, 101. Cash, you did your thing, boy.
My guy. Appreciate you, Brody.
Yeah, hop in, son, with your shiesty on. Shout out my nigga Cass, man. Talented as hell. Where you at? Come talk to us, Cass, real quick. Let them know, man. Introduce yourself.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Caster. Follow me on the gram. Stay tuned. Coming to a hood near you.
Tell me your gram.
_KASTXR. _KASTXR.
Follow my man, one of the most talented artists we got on the city right now. Just whipped some shit up. Came through, pulled up. He was supposed to come through last week, was when we were supposed to do this, but we reconvened and he was able to come through and show love and do his thing. So much love to him. But back to this nigga. Back to this nigga. So we was talking about
being overseas
and how that experience.
It was dope. you know, just once my time was, I knew my time was up when it was when I was getting over there and didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
You know, being there, and you know, having to watch your kids grow up through FaceTime.
Yeah.
And you know, I like to be a present dad. You know, I feel like you know, just being there is a big step in our community. You know, a lot of times, you know, kids grow up without fathers. You know, it's not even about what they can do. It's just about being present, man. Like showing up,
being there,
just being there. And you know, it's hard to do that when you're across the way. Yeah, you working, your kids know you're working, but like when you come home in the summertime, it's like, man, I don't want to lose this feeling.
Yeah,
we have a blast. Like,
tough.
you know, I want to continue this. So as I got older, it was like, yeah, man, it's probably time for me to go ahead and shut it down. And just be home. But you know what we do now, Big 3 is definitely
that was my next joint.
Man,
Big 3, talk about it.
Still dope, you know. I still consider myself a pro. You know, we're the only pro 3-on-3 basketball league in the world. Yeah. So, and Ice Cube, you know, he does such a great job. This has been my 5th year with the league, and you know, we didn't have our best year, but it's just the experience, man. My kids love it. We get to travel, and you know, it's we get to play in arenas I used to play in, and my family and friends get to come out and be able to watch me play and still do what I love. It's dope, man. We got to come to the city this year.
Yeah,
it was fire, man. It was fire.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
One thing, shout out Big 3, shout out Cube.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the Big 3, just, man, what opportunity. Like, it's just to be able to play at home in front of your family and friends, and they don't got to be in the middle of West Bubblefuck, in the middle of Italy, in the middle of Germany. You know what I mean? Like, they right here at home.
Yeah.
We can go home. We can speak English after the game. You know what I mean?
Good,
like,
it's good summer fun. And it still leads to segues to overseas. Like, my phone still rings. Like, I haven't played overseas in 2 years. And
I was about to ask you. I'm
still getting calls. Like, I got a call just the other day.
Because you one of them niggas who is like, you going to be able to hoop for your rest of your life. Like, just your game in general.
I hope so. Look.
Your game in general, like, you step on the court, you can shoot, you can put it, like, you going to be able to hoop for the rest of your life, like, until you physically can't move no more.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I know those, so how tempting is it? I know those calls still come. I know those opportunities still come. How do you view it now that you're on the other side?
It's very tempting, but it's just, you got to just know where you at and what you want to do, you know? Like,
so the number ain't big enough.
That's
what you saying?
It's not.
Nigga, the number big enough.
It's not. I ain't gonna
I'm out this bitch.
Nah, it's not. It's not. For what? Nah. I wish it was. I ain't gonna hold you.
All right, you know, I'm right there with you.
But for a guy that hasn't played in 2 years, nah, never not. It's not. But I mean, if the opportunity presents itself now, don't get me wrong.
Basketball is a world of opportunity. The opportunity is right.
You know, I'm there.
Why not go hoop? Like it's
at the same time, though, it's you know, I'm enjoying being a stay-at-home dad and just being there for the kids, man. Just being present.
That's good, man. That's good, man. All right, man. I ain't had too much more. Let me see where we at. I had notes on you and shit. Let me see where we at on the notes. Yeah, bro, we covered pretty much everything. U.S. Olympics, you got any takes on it? On the Olympics in general?
With the USA team, with the men's team. Man,
let me ask you this.
Okay.
How did you feel when bro called out the states? What was it? A couple years ago, 2 years ago, when he called out, when he was like, yo, you can't be the best without competing against the best. You know, that's what
you talking about.
That's what made Braun. Yeah, that's what made Braun pull up. Like, do you feel like these niggas got to prove themselves at this point?
No, because the NBA is the best league in the world. So with basketball, it's different. Like, you know, like you have, like, even let's go to track and field. When track and field, most time when track and field athletes compete, they're competing in guys that are in their continent. If I'm not wrong, am I right with that? Like, I'm right. They don't always compete against the top guys in the world.
Right.
Like, you might run in an event out in Eugene, and Eugene only has people from, they might only have athletes from USA, right, Canada, maybe Central America, South America, and maybe somewhere in Asia, maybe. But like everybody, the best athletes, the best track stars don't travel.
Yeah, true shit.
To every event every single time.
True shit.
The best basketball players in the world
on one spot
are in the NBA.
Yeah.
The best basketball players, hands down, are in the NBA. You might have other basketball teams that are good around
You
like
got
Euro
countries
League.
like
you have leagues that are really
Real
good. Euro
Madrid,
League is I think
Barcelona.
exactly. Euro League is the second best league in the world.
Yeah.
Then you might have Euro Cup. Then after Euro Cup, you might have
Champions League.
You got China. You got Australia. You have South America, all the leagues down there, Brazil, Argentina, wherever else. Okay, everybody else competes, but the best players play in the NBA. So rightfully so, you can say if you win a championship in the NBA, you're world champs.
World champ. That's what I
You're
felt.
a world champ because no other team. You're telling me the last champion, the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics is another team in the world that could beat the Boston Celtics in a 7-game series.
Hell nah.
In a 7-game series,
like one of the high level Euro teams
they have a good chance.
Might catch them like in a 7-game series.
They might win 2 or 3.
Steal 2, 3 games.
They might make it a game 7.
Yeah, but you're not winning.
Who's gonna win? You're not beating.
Who's stopping? Especially if you play the NBA game.
Come
like
on now.
the court too big. These
Come on
niggas
now.
is too athletic. Like it's nothing you can do. Like
Even playing the European, if you play European rules, the 3-point line is closer.
it's closer.
You see what we do when we come over? Everybody shoots a high percentage.
Them niggas let them bitches fly. They just let them niggas fly.
Like you think like that's why everybody was so surprised about when Melo broke the 3-point record. It's like, bro, he's shooting 2-pointers.
He's shooting layups.
He's shooting layups for him as a score.
Yeah,
it's a layup for
and
him.
they was closing out like short. Like,
Man,
come on, son.
man.
Y'all
Like,
playing with this nigga like
That's
this.
what I'm saying. So like, he just was confused. He just Noah was being Noah.
Yeah,
We'll leave it at that.
I respect the mindset.
I
that he
do. I
came
mean, I see
in.
where he was going.
But
Our league is different than your league.
at that
bro.
sport,
Yes,
leave us alone, bro.
exactly.
It was top echelon. Like the last player on the NBA roster is getting a high level contract in Europe.
Man,
Easy,
big bucks.
big bucks.
So yeah, but as far as the men's team, I look for us to win. I wish everybody stopped making it such a big deal when guys don't play a game.
Yeah, that shit's stupid.
Like
It's too many
everybody
niggas.
can't play. It's
And
12 players on the team.
it's
Everybody
less
can't
time.
play.
Like it's less. Somebody gonna have to take an L at some point.
But that's how you know those are the Joes versus the pros. Those are guys that just watch for fun and are fans and don't really understand the game.
Yeah, they don't really know what's going on.
like, bro, like it's levels to this. It's things that it's like with Joel Embiid. Oh, Joel ain't played. Tatum didn't play first night. Joel ain't playing. Bro, it's his night off. He don't need to play. Everybody's
a killer on this team. Everybody from 1 to 15 is like, if a nigga don't play, it don't make a difference. It's
Facts.
like you know what I mean?
Facts.
I'm with you. Like this shit is it's a big deal for no reason.
But yeah, Olympics, USA team for the gold, women for the gold, gold all the way around for USA, man. I'm disappointed with our 3-on-3 team, but
Them niggas ain't won a game. It's been looking ugly.
we supposed to be. Cube want to bring
See, he challenged them.
the winner of the gold medal to come against, or the top 3 teams, however many of them it is, to come and play against the 3-on-3 All-Star.
That'd be a big game.
Big 3.
It'd be a good
dope
game. It'd be
In
a real
Boston
good game.
too. Oh man,
I respect Cube. Cube is a visionary. Like
he's just trying
being
to
a
grow
part
it,
of
man.
this
He's
makes
trying
me
to grow.
see,
He's trying to
like,
grow it. He's trying to grow it.
he always thinking 2-3 steps ahead, and that shit is what I respect about Cube, man.
This
Shout
team
out
is-
Cube. Shout out Big
for sure.
3, man.
Marketing, it's growing, man. It's getting better for sure.
So I think we covered everything, man. You got anything you want to plug? Anything you got going on?
Oh man, nah, man. Follow me on the gram, Dontè Greene _COS. Twitter, Dontè Greene COS. That's about it, man. Shout out to my kids.
my
I ain't gonna
man.
put my kids' Instagram on there, but yeah.
Nah, don't put that shit on.
Yeah, that's about it, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Hey, man, appreciate you coming
Enemies
through, man.
turn family, man. Enemies turn family.
We've been battling the last 15 years.
Rivals. I wouldn't say enemies. I say rivals.
Yeah, not enemies,
rivals turn
rivals.
family, man, for sure.
Appreciate
For sure.
you coming through, man.
Still
You
don't
shout
like
the floaters.
MSJ, though.
You
Still
can
don't
shout
like
the.
MSJ.
That's cool. We just the Duke of Baltimore. We just win it. You can shout the floaters for me one time.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the floaters, man. I don't know what else to say, but
You know
shout
what
out
it
to-
is. Don't worry
shout out
about
to-
it.
Huh? The
The
hottest.
hottest.
Oh yeah, oh nah, for sure, y'all hip hop, yeah,
The
y'all
hottest
be having
hip-hop
some spitters, yeah,
and
Shout out to
basketball
the-
platform in Baltimore.
Shout out to the floaters for the culture, man. The real culture in Baltimore, man. They trying to bring it through, man. So shout out to them, man.
Word. Shout out. Appreciate you, Tay. Appreciate you coming through.
Already, my
So
guy.
floaters, we out.